Welcome to the new series of Talking Hair Loss. We've got 12 people, 12 haircuts, and 12 incredible chats about hair loss. Honest conversations in the barber chair about hair loss, thinning, and receding, with a little bit of advice from me along the way. With new episodes coming every 2 weeks, this is the second series of Talking Hair Loss. And this series is made possible by our sponsor, Manual. Right guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman YouTube channel, and welcome back to Talking Hair Loss Season 2. Today we've got Alex in the chair. How you doing?
Yeah, good mate, how are you?
I'm good mate, thank you, I'm good. So talk to me about your hair loss then, what have you noticed and what can we do for you?
So hair started thinning when I was 20.
Oh, okay.
20-ish. It's when I moved down south, and then I noticed like, through work, my job, I was like noticing my hair, I don't know if it was through stress or it was like genes, but noticed it was going here and here, and now I'm noticing it a little bit here.
Yeah, okay.
But I've still got quite a lot of hair at the back, but it's just here, and here's just going.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Have you done anything about it? Have you tried to get any medication or anything like that at all? Or?
I've never known what medication to go on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, until I started watching like different videos, I've noticed like Manual.
Yeah.
Noticed that, but I've never ever went on medication.
Let's have a little look at what you what we're experiencing here. Okay. So it's pretty much all the way through here, isn't it? And this little bit left through there. Yeah. Okay. And what have you been doing to try and cover it?
Every day I literally get up and I always have a shower and that, blow dry it, and I'm having to brush this bit across and pull all that forward. Yeah. And then when I'm putting this bit across, I'm having to put hairspray in just to, when I'm going to work. It's
like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? Almost like, Okay. Yeah. All right. And what would you like me to do today? How would you like me to sort of make it work?
I spoke to the missus. I want to go shorter. Okay. I don't want to buzz it off, but I want to go shorter so it's like easy to maintain. And I'm not having to get up every morning and blow dry it and hairspray and stuff.
I've got a couple of concerns though.
Okay.
When you sat down, I was looking right through the middle of it, right?
Okay.
Now it's very short here through the middle.
Okay.
So what you've got is you've got the classic sort of cover up haircut right now, right? Where there's nothing uniform about the top. It's like this bit's left longer here, this bit's longer here, but they're all different lengths, just to do exactly what you said in the morning. Is just to cover them areas up, right? The only thing is that most of the time there's a way of covering up hairlines without having to do all of that kind of like what you're doing. You're pulling one piece across and all that kind of thing. Now it is fair to say you are quite far gone though.
Yeah.
It is quite fair to say that. And because of these shorter bits here, you're limited to how much you can cover. Because I've got a really bad feeling that you're going to go short and not like it. Because you're going to expose quite a lot of hair loss. I can't cover up enough of the front.
So would you recommend keeping it longer?
I feel like you're a work in progress. I can't really do what I want to do because of these bits that are so short. Because when you've got a haircut like yours at the moment, where everything is like, there's no rules to it at all. It's just like, these bits are long to cover that, these bits are short here. The only thing you can normally do is follow the previous cuts along. Okay. Because of how short everything else is, right? Because of these bits being so short at the back, then getting short into the middle, and then these bits getting just long. See the way they just jump from short to long? Yeah. And you see that? That's extremely short, that's extremely long, and that's only 2 fingers away from each other. And then you've got these bits which are really long, but then right behind it's really short again. It's so short, I've got to follow it. I can't actually put my own stamp on it because of the way it is being cut. Now I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the haircut, it's just this haircut is done specifically for what you need. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whereas if your hair was maybe a lot longer, we might have had a bit more of a blank canvas to play with, you know what I mean? At the moment, we are filling in the gaps with what you've got. So as you can see, if you look at the way it's pulled all the way down, it's all the way across and this bit's filled in there like that. Like it does work. You see what I mean? It does kind of work. I know it's not an easy maintainable haircut, but it does. It is just a sweep over. Yeah. There's no actual kind of, there's a style. But it's just generic and it has to be done. If this is more of a kind of personal thing, if you're prepared to go short and you don't mind exposing the hairline more, we can do it. But you need to be aware that you are going to expose your hairline a lot if we go short today. Because the minute I take them long bits off,
it's gone.
It's gone. You know, because the bits right behind it don't have any coverage coming forwards. Okay. Do you know what I mean? So what I normally try and do, haircuts like this, with a hairline like yours, and when you get to the hair loss that you're at, the best thing to do is have a crop fringe. It's the only thing you can really do, right? So it's a bit like if you were losing your hair at the crown, you brush your hair back. Yeah. That's really all you can do. Or you can use some fibres. They're always quite good, especially to the crown. But at the front, the best thing we can suggest is having a crop fringe, which is where you layer the fringe heavier. You go really short at the front and you layer the corners in, right? Done a few of these already on the channel, but this is by far the best haircut to do when you've got recession. So that's why we had a guy in the very first video we did on hair loss. We had a guy called Matt. This was what we did with Matt. Same thing. It took 2 go. He had to come back again for us to get it right.
Yeah.
That is I think that's the reality of today's situation. It's either if we do go short, that's kind of your personal decision to do that, or we have to just follow what we've got now. You know what I mean? It's a very limited hairstyle, but this is a limited hairstyle.
Yeah.
So short limited, this is limited. I think the lesser of the two evils is the short one.
Yeah, short one.
I think. But I just can't do it today.
That's fine.
Gutted. But work in progress.
Sweet.
Not the end of the world. Work in progress. All right. So why don't we do that then? Why don't we just cut this in? Try and make it a bit easier for you.
Yeah.
And then maybe try and look at maybe trying to get you back in, and we'll try and grow it out and do it again. Yeah. Sound good? Yeah. All right. Cool. What do you want to do at the back and sides?
I normally get a skin fade, but I don't want a skin fade anymore. So I want like just a taper, just here and at the back.
Okay. What length would you like to taper?
A skin taper, but not. Because I was getting like a high skin fade. It was
wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend the skin fade, mate.
Yeah.
There's too much length on the top. You would literally you would be folding pieces of hair just to sit in. Okay. All right. No worries. Back and sides length though. How short do you want to take the actual length on the back and sides?
I'll let you decide that.
Okay. I mean, it's your choice really, mate. If you want the skin fade, if you want the skin taper to really stand out, do like a 2.
Yeah, sweet.
And that way you'll see it stand out more. The darker the hair on the back and sides, the more the taper stands out. So,
sweet.
Yeah, about a 2, something like that. And then do a bit more length on the sides here will allow me to disguise more of this.
Okay.
That's the main thing, because I can leave a bit more length in the corner.
Yeah, cool.
You know what I mean? So all right, let's get this to shampoo and conditioner. Let's see what we're properly dealing with.
Yeah,
all right, man. Cool. Thank you to the sponsor of this video, Manual. If you don't know, Manual are a British company dedicated to becoming the destination for men's health. Manual offer tailored and medically approved treatments for a variety of issues specifically for men's health. And it's the hair loss treatments we're talking about today. The best thing about it all, it's all online. You visit the website, answer a questionnaire about your medical history, and receive a treatment recommendation. Your information goes to a specialist doctor on the platform, and from there, you consult on a specific treatment plan for your case. You receive the products at home on a recurring basis with a medical follow-up throughout. Manual have also been kind enough to offer you a discount to celebrate the series on the channel. The code's on the screen now, but it's also in the description if you miss it. And the link to follow is also in the description. Click that to find out more about Manual and their hair loss treatments. And thanks again to Manual for bringing this series to our channel. Now, back to the video. So just shampooed and conditioned Alex's hair. Now, when it's wet, you can sort of really see the level of recession, right? You know, when you look at it when it's wet. It's always worse to look at when it's wet, isn't it? You know what I mean? 'Cause it binds together, it separates, and then you end up with it. But as you can see, we've got that there. Now, that isn't the worst hairline I've come across, and it's not the hardest hairline I've had to try and work with at all.
Yeah.
It's just what we're working with today. That's the main thing. So, and I was just saying at the backwash then, I feel as barbers, it's not our job to make your life harder, right? It should be about making your life easier. So I want to try and do that today. I want to try and give you a haircut that we still need to do the same thing. Unfortunately, we still have to follow the same pattern of style to the sweep over and stuff like that. But I'm not a huge fan of the sweep over, because I feel like it does just become this, what you were saying, the hard thing to style. 2 weeks in, you're kind of screwed, because when you've got bits that don't grow out at the same or are left longer, they all grow out at the same pace. So you've got the short bit here that you don't notice, but then you've got the really long bit that you notice, and then you feel like you have to go and get a haircut again. Yeah. When in reality, if you try and keep everything as level as possible, especially when we're doing a haircut like that, it's just a really traditional haircut. Leaving the long bits just makes your life harder. And it's great for business, but it makes your life harder. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like my opinion on that is, I feel like I'm here to try and give you a haircut that you like and you enjoy for a while, not just enjoy for a couple of weeks. So that's what I'll try and do today. But with moving forwards, the crop you would enjoy for a while. It would be stress-free. It would be as limited as this one is, because there wouldn't be much to style in a sense, but you would have a lot less worries and a lot less time spent on your hair in the mornings. You know what I mean? And hopefully, main thing, confidence. That's the main thing. And we're trying to instill confidence here, right? You know? So let's just do what we can today, and then we'll go from there, all right? So this is going to be a bit of a kind of random on this, because I'm not probably going to have as a tutorial goes, which is what we do. I'm probably not going to have a set routine on this one, guys. This is going to be just me picking bits and trying to mix and match, okay? So I haven't really got a sort of set way of approaching this haircut. I just want to start blending this in and start connecting bits in that I feel like we need to, all right? Starting on this bit first, I just want to try and, I don't feel like we need to keep this from here. I don't feel like that needs to be here, that bit. So I'm going to try and start connecting that in now. Now, how you do that is we over direct backwards. So as you can see, as you pull this back, right? When you pull this away, it will get shorter up here and longer towards the front. Now I feel like graduating this in more than leaving it in like a longer chunk will be better. So if I pull this over here like that, low down, and I cut that away, and I connect in this bit underneath here to where the clipper work's going, I feel like we're gonna get a better, more graduated front than what we've got now. So you pull it down. So that still creates the coverage that we need, because as we layer it in, you're still keeping that coverage, but we haven't got that long strand hanging down now. We've still got weight, right?
Yeah, of course.
But it's all about over directing. I feel like there's a much better way of creating this haircut than just leaving long strands. Use over direction. Best thing you'll ever do. So you can see I'm pulling this away, and this is just allowing me to graduate. How old were you when you started noticing thinning?
It was probably, I'd say about 20, 21, yeah.
Okay. What's the hair situation like in your family?
My dad, all my dad's side of the family,
Yeah.
dad, cousin, dad's brother, that full side of the family, they're all bald.
Are they?
Yeah.
When did they start going bald?
My dad went bald when he was 23. My cousin, he lost his hair when he was 18.
Wow.
Yeah. So he grew up, he could grow a steady beard.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So my cousin's got like a steady beard.
Yeah, nice.
And he's completely bald. But he suits it. My dad suits it as well. But
So yeah, I think on your side, it's I know, because you mentioned the word stress earlier on.
yeah.
I think I think it is probably genetics playing a part in yours as well. You know. But yeah, and how, obviously when you started noticing the recession, like how did it make you feel at first?
Confidence definitely dropped.
Yeah.
Because at the time I was single.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So at the time, I was like, my confidence dropped. When I was going out with my mates, I was getting the usual stick.
Yeah.
But that doesn't bother me.
Yeah. It's the throwaway comments though, isn't it? Like it's like it is a throwaway comment. I mean, I know we've mentioned, like, this has been a constant sort of conversation on the channel. You know what I mean? When we do the series. And it is that little throwaway comment. Like, my God, it doesn't half hit hard though sometimes, doesn't it? You know what I mean? If you are that kind of person who doesn't take it, or is lacking that confidence, I think a little comment like that can be a huge thing, can't it? So, did you? So, have you got any siblings?
Got a sister, yeah.
You got a sister. Has she noticed any hair loss?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay, so she must have followed the other side.
Yeah, mum's side,
Yeah. Oh, okay, interesting. So, did you start sort of like trying to do some different hairstyles? Was your haircuts becoming about covering the recession in the end?
When I was younger, I had so much hair.
Right.
So like, I used to slick my hair back. I had a lot of hair and a decent hairline. And then I don't know what it was, got to my 20s and I went Pete Tong.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But is that when the sort of experimenting stopped with the haircuts? Is that when, like, you were just getting a haircut to cover the recession more than a haircut because you wanted one, or you wanted to try something new? Yeah, because that's the downside, isn't it? It does stop you, even with trends. Yeah, it stops trends. I know you can have the skin fade, but even that to a point has to come to an end. You know what I mean? And how are you feeling about it right now?
Like, sitting here looking at it in the mirror, or looking at my hairline, like, where I'm going. But it's obviously, it doesn't bother me. Like, I trust you. Because every barber that I've went to in the past, they've obviously not been decent. Okay. Because as you can see by when you're picking up different parts of my hair, there's bits that are like so short and bits that are so long. And
that's not necessarily down to the last barber though. That's down to what. So they're into. So doesn't mean because there's bits that are long and everything like that, it's not a good haircut. What the last haircut is their interpretation of what you need and you want. So they'll do whatever makes it work for you, right? So a lot of the time it's just if you need to leave bits longer, they'll leave bits longer, right? They'll leave it shorter. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just means I feel like there's a different way to go about it. Doesn't mean I'm right though. I'm not like, it doesn't always mean I'm right, right? This is just my interpretation of what you've asked for. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So the beauty of this industry is that it is purely opinion based, right? So what I do might not be the right thing for most people, but it works for me. Do Do you get what I mean? And for people who come to me, they like it, right? It's just, it is hard though, because when you're, especially, do you stick to like regular barbers or do you go to different people?
So it's actually got my missus' mate. He's a barber. He does my hair for me. But no, I've been going to the same guy down here for.
So yeah, exactly. So that's why his interpretation will be to cover the hair loss, which is what is worked. It has worked. It doesn't mean it's bad though. It just means there's other avenues and other ways to go about it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going about it in this way because this is what I feel works. And again, that's the beauty of the industry. It's a creative industry. It doesn't. I could do this with my feet, but as long as you got the end result, it wouldn't matter with it. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean?
True.
I can stand there on my hands and cut it with my toes, but you know, as long as you get the result that you want, that's all that matters. So yeah, don't look at it as a bad haircut. Look at it more as like there's just alternative ways of doing it. That's all it is. This is one way that you've been having it done.
Yeah.
Which is always going to be hard no matter what you do because of what we have to leave in longer. Now this is another way of me trying to follow what your mate's done, but just try and make it a bit easier, just by using over direction. I do feel like though you would suit your hair shaved.
A lot of people say that.
I do think you would. Now I feel like I'm going to have a difficult conversation one day if I see you again.
Yeah.
Because if you don't intervene with medical intervention, you are probably going to end up having to shave it.
Yeah.
But you're in good shape, you're lean, I think you'd pull it off.
Yeah.
I really do think you would. I think you'd pull it off. Because I know you said to me at the backwash when you've shaved your head before, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But that was when you didn't, that was before you noticed any hair loss, wasn't it? Yeah.
I suited it to be fair when I had it shaved.
Yeah. I do think you would suit it. I genuinely do. If anyone's watching this now, do you think Alex would suit a shaved head? I personally do. Let us know what you think. There we go. So I'm just using these bits now just to make it that little bit easier to kind of brush over like that. So more than leaving the bits like too isolated, I'm just trying to keep that connection in there so it looks a bit more like it's balanced in there. Okay. So again, like I said, you know, it's there is that medical intervention that, you know, could really help. It's one of those things, if you jump on it sooner rather than later, you'll get good results. But it's personal preference. But you know, as well, if you don't mind trying the shaved head, then give it a go. You know. But again, it does come down to personal preference. But if anyone is watching though, if you're in the same stage as Alex, you've been getting the same kind of haircuts and everything else. Again, give the intervention a go. If that's your kind of thing. If you don't mind giving that medication a go, seeing how you get on with it, seeing if it works for you. Try it, because you'll be surprised how well it can work. You really can. Right, I'm going to dry this off, okay? I'm just going to see how this is starting to sit. So let's cut the back and sides in now just to finish this look off, all right? So you happy to do what we said with the two?
Yeah.
Cool, man. So we want to try and keep some of the crown in play. You can see the crown still, I haven't touched any of that length yet. So I want to try and keep that length as it is. And then we're going to work up to that. Try and create some head shape at the back. So in your friendship group, do you have any of your other mates who've experienced hair loss? Or?
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 of us.
Is there?
Yeah, because in my group of mates back home, there's like 14 of us that are like close friends.
Oh wow!
From school.
Yeah.
And there's like 5 or 6 of us that are like, there's like 3. I'd say 3 of us that are like me and 2 others. I'm not going to dig them out, but they're the same as me.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Is this something that you guys talk about? Like, or is it more like
It's more of something we like thrive off of when you're like giving each other a bit of stick.
Right.
But nothing's ever like harmful. It's always just one of them's proper going, and he's just fighting it.
Right.
The other one's managing to cover it up pretty well.
Okay. What's he do? How's he covering up with this style, or is he using like fibres? Or
his fringe is like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like as if he's boxed it off.
Oh, okay, yeah, at the hairline.
Yeah, but he's not boxed it off. It's like similar length to mine.
Right.
But he's managed to box it off.
Oh, okay. That is. I mean, when you start looking at statistics of male pattern hair loss.
Yeah.
You said there's 14 friends, and you said there's 5 or 6.
5 or 6 was it? Yeah.
Isn't it? It's almost half, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, isn't it? But do you think like the way you guys deal with it in a friendly way, or maybe your friendship group is like you do take the mick out of each other?
Yeah.
And that is the kind of that's like it's almost like it's in a love way, not in a hate way. Yeah. No, I get that, man. I get that. I think that's how a lot of guys do it, though. They kind of do it with humour, don't they? They mask it with humour.
Yeah.
And it's like we're talking about it, but we're not like we're not talking about it. If that makes sense. Have any of your mates tried any of the finasteride minoxidil to see if it helps? Or
I've never.
Really you've not had that conversation.
I've not had that conversation.
Is there anyone in your friendship group who's like the sort of the guy who would kind of like he'll if he did it, you'd do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anyone who that could be? Is
that
you or?
Nah, it's not me. There's quite a few, to be fair.
Is there?
Yeah.
So if
I said to him it was working,
yeah,
then they'd probably give it a go.
To see if it actually is working. See if it actually is working. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think the minute someone starts it and then you break that sort of taboo, which weirdly enough it still is a taboo. I don't know why, but hair transplants was like back in the day. It was like it was a taboo, wasn't it? Which I think's great. I'm glad that it's it isn't just about vanity. You know what I mean? It's genuinely about confidence and your self-esteem and everything else. You know what I mean?
I've been asked so many times, like, would I go to Turkey and get a hair transplant? I don't think I would,
The thing is, the way I see it, when it comes to like hair restoration, start on the lowest, less evasive treatment first, which is medication. Try that, right?
Okay.
Try that first before you go down the route of having a transplant, because a lot of the time when you do get a transplant, they will ask you or they will put you on and prescribe you minoxidil and finasteride.
Okay.
So you might as well try the tablets first, see if you have an allergic reaction, see if you have any reaction to it. If you don't, brilliant. And then if you do get to a point where it does bother you that much, you might go and get a hair transplant, for example. At least you know then the medication is okay for you to take. Do you mean you've not had any side effects? Yeah. Because most of the time, everyone I've met who's had a hair transplant tends to get given or prescribed them medication. What's your thoughts on like, say, for example, like, if the inevitable happened, you ended up like, your dad and your dad's side of the family, would you seem quite chilled? I know you said before, like, it's like, it has probably knocked your confidence a bit, but you do seem quite chilled about it.
Yeah.
Is that like, do you genuinely feel chilled about it?
Yeah,
or like,
as it's going, like, I've spoke to like, my dad and a couple of my cousins, and they were saying just to bite the bullet and shave it.
Right, okay.
But as it gets worse, obviously.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I've still got a bit of hair left.
Yeah, 100%, yeah, definitely.
It's proper going, but...
Yeah. Do you feel like maybe, like with obviously your dad's generation though, do you think obviously transplants weren't available?
Nah, they weren't.
Then? Well, they might have been, but they were remember the plugs that they used to talk about with it? I saw a couple of the early transplants back in the day, and they were like staples, like in the hair, like, yeah. So do you reckon maybe your dad's opinion would be different if it was 2024 and he was your age and he was...
Yeah.
Do you think he would, with everything that's going on now, do you think he would be, or is he more that kind of guy who's just like, sod it, I don't care?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is he that kind of guy?
He's that kind of guy, because his head shape, it's like a baked bean, so he suits the baldy.
Okay, yeah.
Like my head shape, I don't know if it would suit the baldy, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, he suits it, so it's just like, doesn't bother him.
So I feel like you'd end up with like that Jason Statham style sort of stubble on the top though, like, because he's still got hair, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like a shadow, isn't he? He has probably like a 0.5 on the top or a 1 or something, and he has it kind of buzzed off, doesn't he? But because I feel like again you would probably suit that as well, you know what I mean? I do feel like you would suit that. I don't think it's something to be afraid of. But again, like you said, you do have a lot of thick hair everywhere else. That's the shame. It's just the front.
I know.
Everything else is great. Like, you know what I mean? It's super thick. It's you could do a lot with it. It'd just be interesting to see how well the medication will work for you. Whether how much it would bring back. I'd be keen to see. I'm not like saying you should be I'm not asking you to be a guinea pig for me. I'm just quite keen to see, you know, personally how it would work, you know. Because I've had clients who have been in a similar situation to you. They've started it and they genuinely have regrown almost all of what they lost. I've seen it with my own eyes, so I know it does. I know it can work. It just depends on how your body reacts to it. That's all.
Yeah.
Right, sorted it out. I'll blend in the two and then work on the taper. So like we said before, we want to try and keep the length of the crown here. So I'm going to use that as my guide. I'm going to start at that angle there and then bring this down. So hopefully just by shaping the back of the head, again, it just brings the haircut to life a little bit more as well. So hoping with all the little bits, the little tweaks that we've done, where we've added a bit more graduation than just the solid length left, that should hopefully help when it comes to styling. And but you know, the good thing is Alex is totally aware that, you know, we can't change much around today. But it'd be interesting. I think I would like to see where we can go with your hair, Alex, to be honest, mate. I think it'd be nice to get you back in and see if we can do what we said, you know, is doing that short crop, you know, because again, I think you would suit short hair. I do. And you know, that was your first thought when you came in, was having the short hair. I just think if we can work with more hair on top and I can cut it short the way I need to, leave the length where I need to leave it, I think it'll be fine, you know. I really do. Yeah, that's the beauty of the channel, mate. It's all real life, man. We don't, you know, I didn't see you before you came in. I didn't, you know. So I didn't. If I had done, I probably would have said, come towards the end of the series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just blending this in, clipper over comb, trying to leave as much length as I can across this corner over here, just so then that bit just disguises as it comes down here as well. So again, thinking from the back to how the front looks, okay? Can't just think about the front from here, got to think about the front from the back here, how that all starts to fall in and graduate. So what hairstyles have you had in the past then, bud? You said you've had a shaved head before, yeah?
Yeah. So I shaved my head when I was about 20, 21.
Okay.
When I was like 16, 17 at school, I had a perm.
You had a perm?
Yeah.
No way.
I had curly hair when I was younger.
Oh wow, okay.
So my hair was like naturally curly. So when it gets longer, if I'm playing football, I'm like at a gym, if I get any sweat, it just
starts to curl,
yeah.
You could see that a little bit when it was wet. As I pushed it back, you could see it had a bit of a, yeah.
And then when I was like 18, 19, I don't know what I thought I was thinking having this haircut, but it was like a bit of a Lego. It was just slicked back and then, it was terrible.
It's hilarious, man.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Well, look, we all look back at hair photos, mate. That is a common theme across the world, that, mate, you know?
Yeah.
Look back and go, what was I thinking?
Yeah, what was I even thinking?
When I look back and I found like loads of photos years ago of when I had like my dyed hair, my blonde hair and stuff like that, and it's just like, what was I doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a head of hair that looked like the rim of a Parker jacket. You know what I mean? It was like brown, blonde, dark. You can see you've had a perm, right? You know? That's the thing. I can't say that, so.
I know. That's probably a good thing.
And I think if you pull it off and you've got the right look with it as well, back and sides are cut in and whatever else, looks really good. You can't even tell sometimes. So did you sort of consult with some other people before you came today about what you should do?
Yeah, I spoke to the girlfriend, mum and dad basically, spoke to them.
Yeah.
They were like, I wouldn't buzz it off yet.
Yeah.
Just wait, and then if you want to go short when you sort it out a bit.
Yeah.
Go short.
Yeah.
I do agree with them now.
It's kind of the same as what we spoke about. Yeah. Give it a bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the sort of the roadmap now of your hair is this is what I think you should do. Grow it longer. Keep getting the back and sides cut if you want, you know, just to kind of keep yourself feeling fresh and tidy. Grow it longer, let us cut it as short as we can to still be able to fill up that front.
Yeah.
If you like it, great, stick with it. If you don't, then maybe think of going shorter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's no point in buzzing it off straight away if we can try and do this crop. I feel like I'd like to try this crop on you first. Again, the crop might not work, but at least we'll give it a go. I feel like it's worth trying to salvage and do. I feel like it would be a good thing to do before you go down that route of I'm taking it all off. You know what I mean? I feel like if we just try that crop out, I think that'd be good. So I think maybe let's see, because obviously, you know, like the opinions are very similar, aren't they? Just give it a go first. You know what I mean? Try something else first, then if you want to, then do it. You know what I mean? So I feel like, again, we're all singing from the same song sheet here, aren't we? I guess so. To be honest as well, you know, when you talk about a perm, if you had a bit more thickness, the perm would actually make your hair look thicker. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you said, you know, before you talked about the skin fade, what was it about the skin fade that you started noticing wasn't working for you?
I was getting the skin fade, and then he'd have to cut my hair like the same length to go with the skin fade, and I was noticing, like, mostly to do with my receding, I was like having to put more product on my hair to then cover up the receding bits, but I just wasn't liking the skin fade. It was like getting my new job. I was having the same haircut as some of the kids in the school. I was just like, this, nah.
So you teach your eye, is that what you are?
I work in a secondary school, yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay. So you're walking in with the same haircut the kids have got?
Yeah, it's just like, it's not a thing. That's the thing.
I could imagine you just walking in going, what the hell? Like, yeah.
Because like you come back for like at half term and it'd be like, they'd all have skin fades, and I'm just like, oh no.
No, definitely.
It's not good. 27-year-old looking like 12-year-olds, it's off it. It's not a good thing.
Well, mate, if it makes you feel any better, my lad has the taper like you. He's
at least he's not going bald though. He's not receding.
There we go. Right, so I'm going to tweak the rest of the hair now, okay?
Yep.
So back and sides are done. I'm going to go over them as well, just to make sure that's like the blending in's done right and the fading and everything else is done in. But the main thing I want to do now is just try and just tweak this little bit up here, all right, just to make sure that's sitting in nicer, okay? So as you can see, we haven't got that. We've still got the longer strands, but we've got a graduation sitting there now. So you can see it cuts down like this, more than it being short than long, which, as you pull that over, looks more seamless as the blend itself. Do you see what I mean? More than being long and heavy, right? So let's see how you get on with that. Let's see if that makes life a bit easier, all right? Well, I think this is really good for anyone who's in your situation, like who's experienced something similar. I think the skin fade was a really good point to make at the start, because I feel like you'd really struggle to try and balance the top out if you were having a skin fade right now, you know, for this same style. So if anybody out there is getting the same style as Alex at the moment because of the same situation where they're trying to keep that kind of front coverage, try opting for a taper, see if that helps. Because I feel like, you know, that this is a really good decision. I'm glad you suggested this, because when we were talking about back and sides, if you did say skin fade, I was going to suggest a taper to you. So we were bang on the same page. And I think it's good because when you keep that bit more hair on the back and sides, the blend is longer, which means then you can keep a bit more length through that corner. So it helps when it comes to trying to, you know, leave longer bits to cover up other bits. You know what I mean? It does just help. Like we said at the start, when you pull that down, you can barely see the longer hair. But if you had skin, you'd just see a long strand hanging down, you know?
Yeah.
And again, I did say at the start, this isn't going to be like one of our regular tutorials where I can kind of talk you through step by step, because this is purely visual that I'm doing now. So I'm just looking at bits that I need to kind of tweak. I think I want to take this bit a bit shorter here. That's better. That's better. That's a bit more in there. How's that feeling for you, mate?
Yeah, it's perfect, to be fair.
Yeah, you liking that, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. How do you find having a bit more hair on the sides? Feel a bit weird, or?
It feels much better.
That's good. I'm just going to fine tune everything now. I've got to say though, a taper does look so nice when it's done. I do prefer tapers over skin fades. I feel like that it's such a lovely finish to the haircut. I feel like this stands out more than a skin fade, I think, personally, you know? In a world full of skin fades, be a taper.
Yeah, be a taper.
Right, so what we'll do is finish off with some product, okay, just to keep that in place. And then I'll show you the back and sides so you can see exactly how it looks, all right? And see what you're thinking. I'm gonna use some paste in this today. Paste has got the strongest hold in terms of like the most sort of steady hold, should I say. I've got clay in mine, but the clay is more versatile. It moves around a bit more. Yeah. I want a bit more solid hold for yours, okay? And again, if hairspray is your thing, feel free to use it, okay? So this just gives you a completely natural finish. As you can see, it doesn't look like we're putting product in the hair. It just looks like we're adding separation to the hair. And then we'll bring this over. And we'll fine tune this. So I'm applying this on top of the hair. I'm not rubbing this into the hair. I'm just looking to try and give some sort of shape. Okay, so I'm applying the product on top. So if I was applying it into the hair itself, you'd start getting height and movement. It'd be very hard for it to lay flat then. So I'm applying this on top, right? And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a comb to finish it off, okay? And this is where we're just going to comb everything over. So again, it is like the jigsaw puzzle where you're pushing everything in and kind of bringing it over, but hopefully it's just a bit of an easier one to manage because of by graduating in that hair. It should hopefully give you that little bit more of an easier finish. So bring that down first like that, then bring that over, just like that, and then bring that over. There we go. So, happy with that?
Yeah, perfect.
Just sit down a bit more.
Spot on.
It pulls over a touch more as well.
Yeah,
happy, yeah?
Yeah, happy.
Cool. Thanks, Alex, mate. Well, appreciate you coming and sharing your story, mate. I know it's never an easy topic of conversation.
No.
But I'm glad you like the haircut. And yeah, if you could, it'd be awesome if you could maybe try and grow it out for us and see where you go with it. You know what I mean? I'd love to kind of get you back in and see how it works, you know. Let's see what the cook can do for you, you know what I mean? Let us know, man. Keep in touch.
Yeah, sweet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right guys, well thank you for watching another episode of Talking Hair Loss. You can catch all our other episodes along here and some of our other content you can also view here. So don't forget to subscribe, give us a like and let us know in your comments what you think.